my name's David Glenn, and I am here to teach you how to use Bambu Studio to add text to the nameplate that I have created for the Apache 580 on Maker's World. Well, to get started, Harbor Fright Tools put out a wonderful set of cases, hard cases, um, that are designed for professional use for tools, cameras, computers, whatever you can carry on a plane. Supposedly you can carry in these cases. And the par resistance out there is this one carry-on bag that is referred to as the Apache 5800. And it is a fairly light yet rugged case that I could use for my travels. I can carry virtually anything in it. There is only one thing that I did not like about it, and that was the fact that the tag that you get is this little chunk of black plastic, and you could hardly do anything other than maybe put a some sort of label on it, but it's not even clear. So I thought I had a 3D printer and a little time on my hands, and so I went over and I de-engineered that little chunk of plastic, which is what I've made available on Maker's World. And you can download this. This is the beauty of it. You can download this because it's a blank, and automatically load it into Bambu Studio. And they have this text function that you can add text to just about everything on all the objects that you're going to print. And so I thought, oh, this is a neat idea, and I thought I would do my tag on that, and it worked out so well I decided to include that in on Maker's World, so everybody else who happened to buy that case and happen to have a 3D printer and or Bambu printer that can do text, they can go in and print their name or whatever on it, so they have a labeling system too. Well, some things to point out. I have no association with Harbor Freight or Bambu Labs, by the way, and I'm not being sponsored or paid for making this video by them or anybody else. I'm doing this out of the my my own expense. I make no guarantees that any of this stuff is going to work, and any contributions to myself is of course welcome. I did this in the spirit of teaching others what I learned based on the fact that I'm an engineer, and so you're under no obligation to pay me. Um, and with that, we're going to go on and get this show on the road, and I'm going to show you how this thing works. Thank you. I'm here to show you how to add text to this nameplate base for the Apache 5800. Doing this in case you don't know some of the features in Bambu. how to add text to this base, like to put down your name or anything else that you'd want for a label for this case. As you can see, it's kind of nice to have a proper label of the case. What they do is they give you a blank and pretty much leave you to your own devices. Well, I didn't like that, so I made this blank and I put my name on it. And I'm going to show you basically how you could put your name on it. And we'll start off by clicking this, and this here, by the way, I brought in from Maker's World. I clicked my own link and this basically popped up. And the only changes I made that may have not migrated over to when I uploaded the model is I made sure that this was set to black. And while we're at it, I'm going to try a couple of things here and hopefully it will work. But we'll give it a try. I guarantee you, I promise you I won't experiment too much here, but I'm one of those guys that loves to experiment with things, so I'm going to probably do a little of that here. So let's start. I'm going to go over to here. I'm going to hit, when you hit on this model, when you hit on the model, beforehand you will see this, and half of it is blank. Hit on the object that you're going to modify, and it's going to be this base, and you'll see all this pop up. And if you ever get a chance, you want to learn what all these functions can do. They can save you a lot of time and grief, and it's well worth investigating how all these work. You have things here that you can move things around, you can rotate them, you can scale them. And this one here, make sure that everything is laying flat onto the surface, and so on and so forth. There's a few videos out there that will show you about all these functions. But today I'm concentrating on this. This is the text function. This is what you're going to use to put your name on this label. And I'm going to show you how. Right now I got it set for AR. It's set for AR Berkeley. I have no idea what that is or where it comes from. I'm going to go and set this thing to something that's a little more conventional. 99% of everything out there is set to Arial. So I'm going to go and use Arial. And it's set to 16 millimeters. That's probably a little big. I'm going to make it a little smaller. Make it 12. The thickness, I think the thickness is fine. So, and I'm not going to mess with the text gap or the angle. I'm not going to deal with the embedded depth. The embedded depth is set at 0.0, which I assume will touch the face of the surface and should adhere correctly. Now here is where you put your text. And for this example, I'm going to use my name because that's what appears on the text over in Maker World. I'm going to go David space E dot space GLENN. And then all I have to do from here is bring this down to the surface and center it where I want to go. And I think this will be fine for now. Click. And then I'm going to hit this. And as you can see, right now I have the text selected. Now, one of the experiments I'm going to run, just for thrills here, is I'm going to go over to here and see if I could change the font color. Yeah, change filament. And I'm going to set this to PLA Basic. And that automatically sets the text to the color that I want this to print out. Now I have a red. I could turn this, and I used it for the background before. I could use that if I wanted to. This teach you how to do it. I'm going to go over here. Now I'm going to go over and hit the slice plate. See, now that I've released it, for some reason, it's made this one element. And I'm going to find out when I go to slice. Generally, this looks okay, and the total time to print this is 24 minutes. I want to check something. See, now I'm going to go here to the bottom, and this is how it draws the elements. And that looks pretty, pretty precise. That is one way to do this. Now, one of the tricks I learned, and some people would prefer to do this, particularly after the fact, and that is because in this particular case, we've set this to the 23rd frame. The 23rd frame is where the text disappears. And just about here, I can go into this thing here, and it won't let me do it in this particular case, but sometimes you can just go over here and change the filament from right here. And that will allow you to change colors. Now, one of the things you'll notice that in the slice, that I took out the tower. Now, I don't need the tower. I probably don't even need supports, but I don't think it's going to print them anyway. So we're pretty safe here. But there's a setting over here. You got over here, it's like called Prime Tower. Prime Tower is what they usually like to have, and it'll appear right there. The Prime Tower is something you usually like to have to make sure that everything is primed for this. It's an artifact of an earlier time when you changed the filament. In this particular case, I don't think it's necessary. And you're really not, it just eats up some of the time as well as some of the filament creating this, and this of course has to be, this even though it's minimal, it's still kind of a waste. So I go in here and I disable the tower. And when I slice it again, here, the printing time goes down to like 18 minutes. And I think this will do good. If it doesn't, then what you want to do is go down to here, bring it up again, go down to here, right where it changes, you want to go over here and go right click on the plus, go over here and do change filament, and change the filament to your other color there. It'll just pop up. There's a little window that pops up here, and you can change the filament here. I just did it this way because the text happens to be selected, and while the text was selected, I was able to take advantage of it, and I'm sure you can too. It doesn't seem to have a problem. If it does, let me know, and I'll correct the video. But I think this should be set. Should be all set. You can go ahead and print the plate, and everything should work. So there you go. That is how you add whatever text you want on the name plate base for the Apache 5800. And you go out there and be creative and make a lot of cool stuff. And let me know how this works out for you. Be deeply interested. And you take care. Bye.